Hello everyone, my name is Basti and I'm an independent trader with years of experience in the crypto markets. If you're looking for the latest information for daily chart analysis, and if you're looking for trading predictions as well as trading news, then you've come to the right place. Let's go. Good morning everybody and welcome back to my channel. Nice to see you here this morning. Today we're going to be looking at, of course, chart analysis, but also we will be talking about how liquidation hunting by the market makers is playing with us, and also how leverage trading is affecting the price of Bitcoin. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's have a look at the 4-hour chart. As you can see, it's already on the background. And yesterday I mentioned also to my followers, guys, be careful. If we don't hold the price up here, then the probability of this move to completely be eliminated is very high. That's something I also mentioned in the live stream, and thank you so much for those of you who were there yesterday. It was really cool. But I did mention, if we don't hold above the $41,890, then the probability that this candle here gets basically eliminated, it's very high, and that's exactly what happened. And of course, there was some information that came out yesterday that got a lot of people to come into the market and put their market orders, and that was basically what caused that we had this candle and the price was getting pumped. But immediately and even we had the reports that President Biden of the United States, he was introducing some regulation for the crypto markets, and that of course what causes that and this happens to any asset. When you trade the news, then the probability is always very high that immediately the price goes back down to where it started when the news first comes in. So if we zoom in, that's what we see, that exactly at the level where the whole run-up started, that's exactly where we came back down to. In fact, one can even say that we have a small Bart Simpson pattern here, like the one that we also already had over here. So it is very, very important that we are, that we watch out for situations like this. Of course, if you came in down here, I always recommend that you see that price pumping up, then go ahead and take your profits, because what you have. Instead, you don't find yourself, going in these big market swings, and then you're hoping that, for days or weeks, that eventually the price goes back into the plus side. Also, if you look at it here on the 1-hour chart, we are once again below our EMA ribbons, which means we have resistance above us. The same situation can be seen on the 4-hour chart. Once again, we broke through these lines, and we find ourselves now with them above us as resistance, which means we have more resistance than support. Also, if we look at the 15-minute chart, what would be important is that we manage to have a daily close that would be above this area here. So we're looking at this low over here. Let's put a line that would be around $38,440 US. It's very important for Bitcoin to close a daily candle above this line, so that we don't give the bears yet another chance to drive the prices even lower. And also, if we go into the daily chart, we also see that we have this support line, this white support line here below us, that it's very, very important that we also do not have a daily close below this line. We're talking about around $37,400 US, more or less. We cannot have a daily close below here, because then it's going to get crazy. We can go all the way back down to this area here below, and so we have to keep an eye out for that. There is also somebody who mentioned we could have this asymmetrical triangle here, with a little bit of a fake out, but I really don't pay attention to this. I don't think this is something to look at. Because right now the way to trade is just go by resistance, go by support, go by the way the trend is going, rather than paying attention to patterns, because patterns are not playing out the way that they usually do. and there's a lot of leverage positions in the market that immediately get closed with these swing moves. So stay away from this analysis or for paying attention to the patterns. Also on the daily chart, so long as we don't go back into this big resistance area here at around 45,500 US dollars, then we are still inside this downtrend. And so once we do go back in here, we take out the 45,500 US dollars, then we can talk about a trend reversal. There was something I wanted to bring to your attention before we continue, and that is, if you haven't, make sure that you always like our videos, if you like them, of course, that you subscribe to the channel and you hit the notification bell so that you get notified every day from Monday through Friday of every single video that we post. So please make sure that you do that. You can support the channel and the work that I do that way. And now let's go and look at the news. Today, eBay will be hosting what they call an investor day. And depending on where you are, of course, if you are in the US, for example, then it's going to be in the morning hours. You have to see when that applies. And here in Europe, it would be in the afternoon hours. And basically, they're just going to be announcing, nobody is really certain, but most likely, or the rumors are they're going to be accepting cryptocurrencies as a form of payment, or perhaps they're going to be involved in cryptocurrencies in one way or another. So watch out for, of course, news trading, that what I just mentioned previously here. But this is, of course, also very interesting news, something to look forward to. Now let's look at the fear and greed index, where we see today we are at 28 points. That was a few points more than yesterday at 22, which basically goes to say what I've been saying every single day. It feels like since November, we have been basically just moving inside this 20 to 30 point range, and not a whole lot more has happened. I'd be very interested to hear what you guys are feeling like, what your mood is, if you're still feeling, if you still are bearish or if you're feeling bullish. Please leave that in the comments below. I'll be very interested, of course, to see what you guys feel. And now we're going to be talking about liquidation hunting. And so for that, we're going to go to coinglass.com, and then, you guys can access this on your own as well. And we can see here in the last 4 hours, completely all of these exchanges have had massive liquidations inside Bitcoin, which for me was very clear because, a lot of people come into the hype and immediately start closing their positions when they see that things don't go their way, which is why I always say right now, especially in this market, there's always a chance the price of Bitcoin is going to go back down. So if we see here, we find that, for example, here at around 5:30 in the morning, there was a massive amount of liquidations, long positions that got liquidated. And we can see that also on our own 1 hour chart, which is exactly this red candle here at around 5:30, of course. And it's very interesting when you look at this, because you can see how people got caught in this liquidation trigger. And so for that, we're going to be looking at this liquidation map, where over here on the top right in blue, we have all the short positions that have the potential of being liquidated. And then below, where the red color is all of the long positions that also could be liquidated once the price of Bitcoin dumps. And so the way to read this is when you see these spikes that we have here on the right, that is the potential amount of positions that are going to be liquidated if the price hits that line. And so, of course, you can see here throughout just about, how much potential there is. And below here, we have, of course, the legend, and that is at 100x. That's 100x. And this is one of the problems that we have, because when there's so much leverage into the market, of course, the asset is going to go back down and try to liquidate all of this to get more capital to come in. In other words, liquidation hunting. Now, if you see here, this was a little bit before we had our big dump towards the downside, and this is after. And as you can see here, just that everything that was there to be liquidated got liquidated, and now below us there's really not much to liquidate. However, you see this up here, there's all of that are short positions now that are ready to also be liquidated. And so I would not be surprised if today in the next few hours we see another move towards the upside just to try and take these out as well. And so when we bring that into our own charts, we can compare it and see what's been basically happening in the last few weeks. That's exactly the case. We have this big, massive, pump towards the upside, then a dump, then another pump, then another even bigger dump. Then you go back up, then it goes back down to retest it. Then again, it goes to the top, then again down, and so on and so forth. So basically, it's a game that we're playing here where there's a lot of money being made. And so, of course, one can say the market makers are lining their pockets all the way to the bank. And now what we're going to do is we're going to be looking at the smaller time frames so we can go even deeper into this picture that I'm trying to paint here. For example, here on the 9th of March, we have someone who had a long position of $68,200,000, and this long position, we can see down here it got liquidated here below with 25x at the price of $40,800 more or less. Also up here, for example, we have another long liquidation at $41,500 That's with 100x. Now here, 50x, $68 million. So, I hope that you guys are starting to see and understand the situation here. That means even people who are putting a lot of money into the market, 100x, also, for long and short, how even if they are putting a lot of money, they're also losing a lot of capital when their entries get liquidated. And so, as you can see here, it's a very, very dangerous, very out of this world, basically, type of game that these people are playing at the moment. Also here, for example, in this graphic, we also have at the price of $42,566, 24 million long positions that also got liquidated. And that is why it's so difficult right now to come into the market and into the market and hold a position, for a long period of time, because of the way that this game is being played. And so I'd be interested to hear what you guys have to say about this situation. I personally think that we're going to continue playing this game for a while, so long as we don't go above our resistance area here. And now if we look at the bigger time frame, in this case the 3-day time frame, we see that we are in this sideways movement. Also, we see that with the RSI here for months trading sideways, and also with our MACD indicator here also going sideways. So of course, in the bigger time frames, there's a lot of potential. But on those of you who are day traders, you do have to be very careful of coming into the market, especially with leverage trades. So now we're going to quickly have a look at what Ethereum is doing. And so for that, let's open up for our chart here. And as you can see, again, this is something I mentioned yesterday in the live stream. I said, hey guys, be careful here with coming into the market in FOMO. As you can see, we are still inside these two lines, which is around $2,600 and $250. And so long as we don't manage to get out of this and stay out of this area, then the possibility that we go back down here, or even all the way down here to 2,400 US dollars, around that price, then it's still is going to be very difficult. This is of course our POC, or point of control, and yeah, we might even, of course, we might go back down and retest this, and we might even go all the way down here in worst case scenario, and might even find ourselves at some point under the $2,000 price. You also have this downtrend line here, so long as we don't overcome it and then go back above our $3,000 line, then the situation is still not looking great for Ethereum. So that's all for today's analysis. If you would like there's going to be in German at least, there's going to be an analysis for the altcoin. So whatever comment is left here has the most likes mentioning a specific altcoin, whatever it is, then I would actually go and analyze that and put it into the video. So unfortunately, that is, of course, again, just for the German speakers at the moment. In any case, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for liking and sharing the video. Stay healthy. Make sure you have a great day. And that's it. My name is Basti. Bye.